Good morning and welcome to the webinar series, the Dubai Real Estate Knowledge Scene with Realopedia and Dubai Real Estate Institute. This is the second series that we are hosting at the Dubai Land Department in Dubai. Today we're going to take you through the Realopedia platform and the opportunities to learn how to grow your business globally in a technology environment. We're going to bring to you with one of the Dubai Real Estate Institute legal advisors in Dubai to discuss the Dubai off-plan protections for the investors and for the knowledge for realtors, and Nahla Nana, who is the DREI marketing advisor for the impact of technology and the industry's future disrupting real estate. My name is Laura Schwery. I am your host and MC today, and I'm the founder and CEO of Realopedia. A little bit about Realopedia, just to acquaint those that don't know much about Realopedia. It is a B2B and a B2B platform that brings you a social and a marketing ecosystem of real estate onto one central platform. Realopedia provides investors a platform to search for commercial and residential properties and investments, certified agents, real estate companies, real estate developers, and service providers that support the industry. Realopedia crowdfunding, which is a U.S. license, collects investment opportunities from around the world, giving investors and realtors a large variety of options to build wealth for their clients and for themselves, as well as the Pedia side of Realopedia, which offers a data bank of real estate insight on news, statistics, reports, webinars, podcasts, exhibitions with our partners at MIPIM and IPS and Cityscape, as well as education and training of DREI and other institutions through its Knowledge Hub. So Realopedia is your gateway to real estate, and as one of our partners discusses Realopedia, Realopedia is the next generation platform for real estate professionals in an ever-sinking world or shrinking world, as well as sinking. One must be constantly expanding their reach to stay competitive. Realopedia offers the perfect place to do that. It provides a unique ecosystem where fruitful relationships can be built in residential, commercial, and investment real estate. As we take this webinar forward, please raise your hand if you have any questions, or we will just answer your questions at the end of each segmentation of this session. So coming back to Realopedia, you have a social network and a market network. So market networks, as we know, will produce a new class of unicorn companies in the next decade, where people that earn their living will do that online, as per TechCrunch in June of 2015. We also know that by 2020, there are going to be approximately 200 or 300 million, depending on which report we read, of real estate players from the, or let's say technology platform users in the coming few years from the Middle East alone. So technology platforms are very important today, and this is the way of the world. Realopedia really brings an entire ecosystem for investors and end user customers to be able to source certified agents and brokers, service providers as in legal, banking, architects, lending institutions, interior design companies, anybody that supports the industry as a service provider, including education and so forth, and to bring developers with their projects to Realopedia to network with those that are that are interested to grow their business online. So the key benefits of Realopedia, in a nutshell, basically you reach over 70,000 agents as of this morning, although it says 67, it's more than 70. Find investment opportunities, you reach certified professionals, it's an online network through the marketplace, access Knowledge Hub data, search investors and developers, access the global networking platform, be part of the DPAP, which will take you through, upload free and limited listings, create your personal bios online, and be able to network as you wish to grow your business. So a little bit about the marketing platform and marketplace. We said earlier it's a B2B and a B2C. So on a B2B, which is realtor to realtor or realtor to those that they're developer or service provider, you can post an opportunity, search for the opportunity, connect with members, build your network, and reach investors. And from the B2C, the investor or customer can search, find the right market, connect with the professionals, build a network, and expand their marketplace. So developers can upload their investment opportunities. They can connect, build, and expand their network. Agents can connect, build, and expand their network globally with developers. And investors can connect with realtors to view investment opportunities. And you can be part of the global marketplace for real estate professionals. We'll take you a little bit through how that works in a bit. For the Developers Preferred Agents program, agents can reach developers on Realopedia. They can become a preferred agent by browsing the Realopedia portal, finding the projects, clicking, and applying to the developers program. All the developer has to do is upload their projects. We at Realopedia, the site, will build a brochure and flyers and the necessary materials to build the library for the agents that are approved to be able to access and send data to their clients. So all the agent does, once he's approved, the company will apply to the program. The real estate company will sign a commission agreement with the developer. The agents will then be enabled through the company, and they can then access the marketing resource library and start selling real estate globally for developers from the comfort of their own homes. For the media center, anything that is related to real estate, video podcasts, interviews that you've conducted, webinar presentations, different events and different exhibitions, maybe training seminars in your office, anything that relates to real estate can be shared on Realopedia in the podcast center. For the Knowledge Hub, you can keep up to date with latest news and trends in real estate, global market information, and country statistics through the Market Knowledge Hub. This information is brought by the members of Realopedia, which are the associations, the corporates, the government bodies. They're the ones that share information on Realopedia with us. The crowdfunding segment of Realopedia collects data from around the world through our partners in the United States. This is a United States segment of Realopedia, and this will be live by the end of the year, where we will have a diverse array of properties to be presented to those on Realopedia and to investors. A little bit about our statistics to date. We have over 71,000 certified agents, over 106,000 properties, and a little bit about the impressions are there. You've got 35 million impressions. We've reached over 200 countries, conducted over 45 webinars, 46 with this morning, and the rest of the statistics can be viewed in front of you. And you've got 28 languages where you can translate this data and send to your clients, but the uploading data always has to be in English so that it's verified before it's translated. What we offer are the access to real estate professionals, individual broker packages of unlimited listings, featured properties, social groups, business groups, media centers, post-a-job, social platforms, and for more information, we'll be more than happy to take that through you on a separate webinar, which is only related to Realopedia. A little bit about our charities. We always work and support charities, and the board of directors has already identified charities for the end of this year that they will participate in. Last year we worked with Dubai Cares, and we were part of one of the initiatives in Kenya, or actually no, in Nepal, to support underprivileged children, and we built a school along with Dubai Cares. So we always have an initiative where we pay a percentage of our memberships under our CSR Realopedia Kids in Need. I would like to ask you to follow us on social media, and for any information, please email us at support@realopedia.com, and we'd like to take you through the different benefits for the realtors and how they can connect and grow their business online. I would now like to introduce you to Joe Durkin. Joe Durkin is a lawyer and has been based in Dubai, well, in the Middle East since 2008. Joe Durkin is also a DREI, which is the Dubai Real Estate Institute instructor in law, and he will now take you through his version of the presentation for the real estate market.
Thank you very much, Laura. I found that very educational and a good introduction into what Realopedia does. Just a little bit about myself. I've been an instructor with the Dubai Real Estate Institute for a number of years. I'm also a lawyer in private practice. And as a lawyer in private practice, what we come across quite often are, I suppose, inquiries in relation to what investor appetite is for investing in Dubai, and also in relation to what the protections are for investors when they're investing in Dubai. So when we deal with the market of off-plan properties, what we're really talking about here is a system in terms of what we call the interim real estate register, or the ACUD. So just to focus on that briefly for the outset, the ACUD, or the interim real estate register, came into place in 2008 under law number 13 of 2008. What the interim real estate register focuses on is really making sure that all properties for off-plan properties are registered in the land department. So what we have to get at here really is that every contract or sale and purchase agreement, SPA, for the sale or transfer of an off-plan property must be recorded in the register. One of the primary things to, I suppose, keep an eye on here is that it's the developer's responsibility to register these off-plan properties, and contracts for the sale and property which are not registered with the land department are what we call in the legal industry void. And really, I suppose, the point of emphasis here for international investors is to understand that the legal system, the registration system in Dubai is quite strong in relation to how it actually protects investors, and it sets out the projects, that are not actually registered void. One of the other things to notice, I suppose, is that when a developer obtains a certificate of completion for a project, the transfer of title must be registered in the real estate register at the land department. And again, this is just setting out that for off-plan properties, there's a particular register, and then for completed, there is another register. The requirements for off-plan sales, again, developers who are selling property in Dubai are highly regulated. We're in an environment which is investor protected. So if we look at Law 13, for example, it specifically sets out that a developer shall not commence a project or sell units off plan until and unless the developer has taken possession of the plot on which the project is to be constructed. One of the unique things about the Dubai real estate market is having this type of investor protection in place. In short, developers in other countries, for example, could market properties and market their developments in circumstances where they haven't fully paid, for example, for the land, or where they haven't actually taken possession of the land. Since law number 13 was introduced in 2008, that is not the case in Dubai. Specifically, to repeat, the developer must have possession of the land. So this is the type of, I suppose, legal framework that the land department has put in place for investor protection and investor confidence. One of the other things to note in the same regard is what developers can and cannot charge for. There are certain limited things that developers can charge for. So for example, developers cannot charge for transfer fees for a sale or resale of real estate, okay? So the developer obviously makes its money out of developing the actual project. It doesn't get the charge for any resales in respect of the development. Developers may charge, for example, for the issuance of a no objection certificate, okay? And this is usually nominal fees, a couple of hundred dirhams, where an individual wants to resell a property. The maximum that a developer could charge for an off-plan property, for example, is 5,000 dirhams, where this is where property is under construction. Project registration, it's worth looking at what the, I suppose, avenues are that were required for a developer to take when it is required to actually go and register a project. And again, it feeds back into the idea of investor protection, okay? So the first thing is proof of possession of the plot. The developer must have proof of possession of the plot to be able to go and actually develop the real estate development itself. They must also have a project name for the plot before they turn up at RERA or the land department to actually sell or market any units in a particular development. One of the things a developer must have is open a trust account for a project, which has also an escrow agreement in place with a bank. Really what we're getting at here is that all the monies that are paid by purchasers of real estate in Dubai towards an off-plan property go into what we call a special account, and that special account is called the escrow account. So the monies, for example, don't go into a specific developer account. It's a separate account, and the developer is given that money piecemeal as the development actually is constructed. The developer must submit a copy of the RERA developer registration certificate. So the point being that all developers are regulated by RERA, and the developer must provide approved development plans from Dubai municipality. Other things that are required to be submitted for the development to be approved are, for example, the proposed sale and purchase agreement that the developer is going to enter into with purchasers. That's just, I suppose, a snapshot of the various elements that are required to be in place before a developer can go and get approval for development to be marketed to investors. Again, a quite robust system to be in place for investors to ensure that there's the proper confidence to go and invest in the Dubai real estate market. An extra layer of protection that we have in Dubai, and it's leading on from the last slide, is what we call the trust account or the escrow account. And this law came into place in 2007. In short, what it requires is that a developer opens up an approved bank account with an escrow agent, which is simply a bank recognized by the UAE Central Bank for each off-plan project before it can go and sell actual properties. So again, the point being that the money is going to a specific bank account. It is beyond the control of the developer. The bank will release monies as the developer provides proof that the development is progressing. So for example, payment certificates which are signed off would establish that proof, and that would trigger the bank being able to release more funds to the developer to progress with the actual development. One of the, I suppose, clarity points that is available in the market is that the trust account must be in the name of the project, and that the proceeds of the monies in the trust account are used exclusively for the purposes of constructing the real estate project. Now, that includes, for example, nominal amounts such as 5% of the funds in the trust account being allowed to be used for marketing, for example, for payment of broker fees and so forth. As we said, the developer is paid in stages, and 5% of the monies in the trust account are actually held back for a year after the development is completed, which offers an extra buffer zone and layer of protection for investors there. The developer's creditors, for example, would not be in a position to actually put in some sort of an attachment order against the monies in the trust account, because the monies are there specifically for the purpose of actually constructing the investor's properties. Developers and real estate brokers, again, what we're looking at here is the overarching principle of giving investor protection and confidence. And some of the points to take away from this, for example, are that the broker must ensure a project has been registered at the land department before it gets involved in promoting any real estate development. Likewise, a broker must ensure that the trust account is in the project's name, and this is to ensure that there's complete clarity and transparency for investors that the monies that they pay go into this trust account, which is protected and which is secured for actually just constructing the actual development themselves. In relation to marketing material, again, real estate brokers must have the approval of the developers, and then more recently must also have approval of the Dubai Land Department for any advertisements that it issues or publishes. The point being that whatever is stated must be true and accurate and be pre-approved by the actual Dubai Land Department. Right, so quickly we will just look at one of the principles in terms of what a buyer can do in circumstances where it would want to terminate a contract because of the developer's default. In Dubai we have a sophisticated legal system of various courts, and we also have Dubai having signed up to the New York Convention a good tradition of arbitration. Where there are circumstances where an investor ends up in a dispute with a developer, as you would see in most legal jurisdictions which have a robust court system, that the remedy there is that you can apply to court and you can pursue the developer, or if there's an arbitration clause in your contract, which is quite often in Dubai, pursue the developer in arbitration proceedings. So the legal system here is similar to what you would get in other sophisticated real estate jurisdictions. A final note really is just on variation in property size. The general rule here is that, as in other markets, there may be some buffer zone where there is a slight reduction in property size, such as up to 5%. Other than that, where a developer were to hand over a larger property size to the investor than what was actually in the contract, the developer is not entitled to go and actually impose a larger purchase price on the investor for that. So in summary, that's a quick snapshot introduction into the types of investor protections that are available in Dubai. The takeaway points really are the trust account is as robust a system as you can have to protect investors. Registration of investors' interests in an off-plan register called the Akud is also the other primary mechanism that is used there to assist investors. Thank you for that.
So thank you, Joe Durkin. Joe is also a partner at DBK Legal, and along with Realopedia and Dubai Real Estate Institute will continue to bring you information on the Dubai real estate market. Joe is an expert in the real estate and commercial arbitration guides and has been nominated as a party appointed arbitrator and the sole arbitrator and chairman in over 20 arbitrations. So Joe is very well versed to bring us and continue to bring us information on the legal system in Dubai. We'd now like to introduce you to Nahla Nana, who is the head of marketing at IMDAD and the DREI instructor for marketing. IMDAD is an asset management facility management company, and Nana will now take you through her presentation on marketing and disrupting digital transformation in real estate.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Realopedia, for this partnership with Dubai Real Estate Institute. And in my short presentation, I'll take you through the digital transformation in real estate, which is the current trend. So basically, the real estate in particular has undergone many major digital shifts to keep up with the current and emerging trends, but the sector has been much slower to adapt to this transformation in comparison to other industries. Take, for instance, residential and most importantly commercial real estate firms. They need to keep up with the current trend. So say from landowners to urban residents to all stakeholders would benefit from bringing digital, collaborative and transformational elements together in the traditional real estate value chain. For instance, how does that apply to our case? The physical presence of a real estate agent is no longer the most important requirement to close a sale, because virtual meetings, as we're doing now, video conferencing and conference calls will suffice depending on the needs of investors. Additionally, digital transformation consulting also puts land records and ownership documents online, thus preventing cases of dishonest transaction and assuring buyers. In fact, it has been found that buyers, sellers, brokers, and leasers are far less anxious when technology is utilized to conduct transactions. So, digital transformation improves clarity and self-assurance among buyers. The real estate brokers can now scale their operation, which considerably lower expenses, and technology have opened the door to new markets for sellers that were previously inaccessible. Let's talk briefly about the benefit of digital transformation. Using several digital tools such as social media, which was like in the past very prominent, very important to gain an index. Today we build in analytical capabilities to understand customers in more details. With other companies, they are conducting analytics-based experiments to drive customer behavior. So in a nutshell, customer service can be enhanced significantly through digital initiatives that facilitate fast and transparent problem resolution and consequently build a trust. We start with augmented and virtual reality. Well, although these AR and VR not new, they allow both virtual reality and augmented reality allow for a full 360-degree user immersion in an artificial environment. Applied to real estate, this technology offers property tours anytime, anywhere, including showing virtual space design possibilities to meet a prospective tenant's specific needs and taste. As opposed to augmented reality, virtual reality transports user to a place that is not consistent with their surrounding. So that is with the augmented reality and virtual reality, and this has been very popular in the global cityscape back in September in Dubai. How about artificial intelligence? the artificial intelligence that's seeking the right opportunities in the form of the right real estate properties is a persistent problem in real estate. One way for artificial intelligence to help solve the issue is to effectively match real estate properties with those who want them based on the characteristics of those real estate properties. Via artificial intelligence, it will be possible for search services to not just respond to their users' desire, but also predict them and respond to them in a proactive manners. Drones are very, very popular, and we know that in our region there has been recently some talk, and the authorities, they trying to regulate it. So through data gathered by drones, provided it has good camera, good quality camera, and the firms can now more efficiently compute insurance and property prices by identifying risk factors such as flooding, subsidy, and or landslides. So after receiving a go signal for drones or to fly above houses and gardens, real estate firms will be able to gather more intimate, detailed footage for home buyers. Internet of Things, very popular as well. Internet of Things is already having a significant impact on real estate industry. Specifically, the Internet of Things applications will not only help grow margins, but will also dramatically lead to more efficient building operation, enhanced tenants relationship, and new revenue generation opportunities. Further, Internet of Things technology allows owners to have direct conversation and relationship with building users rather than only with their tenants. Moving to the blockchain, and we recently heard very good news that in a few years Dubai will be paperless. So blockchain will enable every property to have a corresponding digital address that contains occupants, finance, legal, so building performance and physical attributes that are shared with all historical transactions maintained. By aggregating records on a distributed ledger, the blockchain could improve land registration as well to eliminate real estate corruption, costly property transfers fees, prohibitive mortgage financing. The 3D printing, 3D technology could indeed be a game changer for housing projects in the GCC region as well. Dubai has announced that it will have 3D print 25% of its building by 2030. So Dubai boasts of having the first 3D printed office building, which involved only 18 people and took only 17 days to construct, according to its builders. Although it is not the only 3D print structure, everything in it, including interior finishes and furniture, are 3D built. And to conclude, aligned with the region vision for a technology-driven future and the sustainable smart city agenda of many of its states, next generation technologies, some of which are not yet available in the region, will help elevate client experience and improve customer satisfaction. The latest innovations have the strong potential to yield significantly higher return on investment for the entire real estate sector. Thank you.
So thank you, Nahla, for your presentation. And once again, just to review, Realopedia, as Nahla was saying, she's talking about digital transformation in the new age. Yes, that is correct, and the world is moving online. The realtors are moving online, and people want to find the most inexpensive way not only to conduct business online, but also to study online. Realopedia and Dubai Real Estate Institute will continue bringing you for the next year or two monthly webinars on what's happening in real estate in Dubai as we continue to grow our platform globally in partnership with DREI. We would also like to invite you to Realopedia, where you can register for the Harvard University Graduate School of Design and Executive Education that will be hosted from the 16th to the 17th of November in partnership with the Dubai Real Estate Institute, and you can also log on to Realopedia and you will see the banners of this event on most of the pages, and you can click and register directly. Our upcoming exhibitions in Dubai were Cityscape, where we were exhibiting with a global marketing partner, our global marketing partner, the Miami Association of Realtors, and we will be exhibiting in Cannes in 2017 along with Dubai Real Estate Institute and much more to come. Once again, we'd like to thank the Dubai Real Estate Institute. We'd like to thank Joe. We'd like to thank Nahla for their presentations. You will receive a tutorial for easy registration on Realopedia, as well as a link covering today's webinar presentation. And for any questions, please do email support@realopedia.com, and we'd be more than happy to take you through any questions that you have. Also, please look out for the upcoming webinar in November, which is going to be the Dubai Real Estate Knowledge Scene number 3, which we'll be sharing with all of you as soon as it's organized. We'd like to thank you, and once again, we also have a partnership with a radio talk show which we discuss real estate matters on a monthly basis. So we'll be sending you the links once you've registered. We have your emails. We'll be sending you the links of the different topics on real estate, and bringing you interesting speakers along with Dubai Real Estate Institute monthly. Are there any questions that we can answer for you? Please do raise your hand or ask a question, and here are a few. So the first one says, please explain in detail about the new law regarding the property advertisement. Is it for rental and sale property? How much is the fee for each advertisement? The second one is, are drones illegal in Dubai? And the third is, I am a realtor and interested in the Realopedia marketplace. How can I apply to this? Well, that's the easiest answer, so please email support@realopedia.com or just log into Realopedia, click register, and it's quite a simple registration, or go to the homepage and just find the little box on the right-hand side and just send us a message. The support team will answer you. Second question, are drones illegal in Dubai? Well, that is really not something that we can answer. Luke, I think this is something that you need to take that up with Nahla will answer that question. But the one that's regarding the law on advertisement, Joe will answer that right now.
Yes, I think it's about 2 weeks ago now that Circular 11 of 2016 was introduced. It's not entirely clear yet in terms of the guidance notes of what the cost will be in relation to the circular. One of the things that we will say about it is that it certainly applies to the sale of real estate. I'd need to actually check the details in relation to it, but yeah, so it's also rental now, so there's a clarification on that. But at the moment in time, what we're doing is we're actually getting guidance notes on it, and there will be more news to come on that.
Thank you, Joe. And again, you can always log in to Dubai Land Department to find the updates on that, as well as if you email support@realopedia.com, we will send your request to Joe, and he'll be able to take that forward. Nahla will now answer you on the question about the drones. Are they legal in Dubai, or are they illegal, Nahla?
Well, basically, we're lucky to be in a country and in a city that embraced latest technology. There have been some associations, some companies, some government entities that tested this technology. However, you need to go through the right channel to get it signed. You need to apply. There is a certain procedures that you need to comply with, and then everything is fine. Everything has to go through the right channels. You want to use the drones, it's very, very effective, but please go through the right channel. Thank you.
Last but not least, for the realtors that are listening in and those in the real estate, whether developers, etc., please do note that we are RERA compliant as a portal, which means that RERA has endorsed Realopedia as one of the trusted portals, and DREI has advertised us as their partner. It is very important to know that if you are not a certified professional, you cannot be on Realopedia. Realopedia is only linked to the land department, so those of you that have licenses are those that are allowed to be on Realopedia, and for developers and service providers, you have to have companies, you have to have a registration number. If you're out of Dubai, it's as per the jurisdiction of your country. We have third-party verifiers that will always verify in countries like Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and so forth. And in Dubai, if you're a certified professional with RERA, then by all means, you are more than welcome to participate on Realopedia. So thank you once again, and you will receive today's webinar by mail. If you have any questions, please do send them across to us. Have a great day, make a lot of money, and God bless.